Hi and welcome to this Fieldglass overview for suppliers. During this session, we'll be looking at submitting highlight reports, milestones and fees. Once you're logged into Fieldglass, you will see here on the right-hand side, under the work items menu, there is 4 actions that are sitting with yourselves to complete. You should have also received an email notification for any milestones and highlight reports that are due. Under management event, you will see that there is something for us to respond to. So if I click onto this, this will take us to any highlight reports that are currently due, and they would be listed alongside here if you had more than one. Highlight reports you would need to submit alongside any milestones. The highlight report is just an overview of what you've completed to date for this particular milestone that you are going to submit. So if I click on to either go to details or respond, it will take you to the milestone. And here you would just need to complete the date and then the project status of where you're at, and it gives you some information on what those different statuses mean. And then here there's some questions for you that you would need to complete as a part of your highlight report. So you can see here there's a few questions that you need to submit. Here on the attachments, you can add any documents that you would like to submit as a part of your highlight report, and then click continue and submit this particular highlight report. If I now come out of this, if we go back to the notifications at the top, there is an option for you to, under schedule, to respond. So this is for milestones. If I click onto this, again, it would list any milestones that are due that you need to respond to. And again, you can go to details or respond. If I click on go to details this time, again, it will just show you an overview of what is expected at this stage to have been completed. And then if I click on to respond, for this, you are submitting a value. So the highlight report has already covered the work that you've done to this date. So when this goes through to the OCM, at the contracting authority, they would be looking at both the highlight report and the milestone before approving the milestone. The milestone is what would generate the payment process. So here you would enter the value. So if it is as it is, you'd enter that, or if you needed to make any changes. And then you would just need to click continue. Again, you do have an option to add any attachments here, but hopefully you would have already submitted those as a part of your highlight report. And then for this example, I'll just submit this for us. And it will show now that it is pending approval. So it will be sitting with the OCM to check and review. On this particular statement of work, if I now talk you through fee payments. So once you've submitted the highlight report and milestone, if you have any fees that you need to add, if there is fees that have been set up as a part of this statement of work, under the statement of work and characteristics, you will see that there's fee definitions. This gives you the overall amount that you may have already submitted or what is basically left. So on this one, I've not submitted anything, so you can see that there's £1,000 left towards fees. And then in fee payments, this would list any fees that you've currently already submitted, or if you have any new ones, you would add and create a fee here. So if I click on create fee, you would enter the date here for the fee that you are submitting, and then you would click on add fee, and you can then name it, or I've already got one set up as travel costs. So for example, you do that, you'd add a description and the value of that particular fee. If we scroll down, you can see you can add other fees, so multiple fees. So if it was travel costs, for example, and there'd be a few travel costs that you need to submit, you would add a few in here with alongside the description. And then at the bottom, it gives you an option to add attachments. So again, any receipts or anything that you need to provide alongside that. And then you would click continue and then finally submit.